The Beguiled might be this year's most gorgeous looking film. Well, actually, not that much, but I will come to that later. The Beguiled is the newest movie by Sofia Coppola, and it tells the story of a wounded enemy soldier, played by Colin Farrell, that finds shelter at a girls' school during the Civil War. Right from the first shots, this is an absolute stunning looking film, and it was indeed shot on good old 35mm film material. It has a very soft look to it, and the way light is captured is beautiful. Most of the time it plays in a big mansion, but the curtains are almost always shut. Just a few light beams through the windows, and apart from that, candles. The Beguiled is an intimate movie with a tense and almost creepy atmosphere. The cinematography almost completely consists of static shots with no camera movement, which is only loosened up in the second half when The Beguiled gets more movement in its content as well. It's the second film adaptation of the novel with the same name that was first published in 1966. The first adaptation was released in 1971, directed by Dunst and starring Clint Eastwood in the role of the wounded soldier. This new version won director Sofia Coppola the prize of Best Director at this year's Cannes Film Festival. And the acting is indeed another highlight, and especially important in a movie like this that takes place in a very narrow setting. It's set during the Civil War, but it feels like a completely isolated little world. All men went to the battlefield, and we are left alone with this group of women. The three leads are Nicole Kidman, Kirsten Dunst and Elle, and slowly but steady their home is taken over with sexual tension. So far so good, but here begins the downside for me. Let's put a mild spoiler warning up. I'm coming back to what I said at the beginning. The trailer already teases the big escalation that happens in the last third of the movie. And actually the trailer gives away a lot, but at the same time it hints at something much more sinister and disturbing than what's really happening in the movie. You can say this is a flaw of the trailer and not the movie, but the narrative itself leans towards something way more exciting, and I don't mean that there should have been a gorier, more terrifying conclusion, but there simply should have been more emotional escalation as well, or let's say more complex emotional escalation. I was expecting way more rivalry between the women, but apart from just a little bit with Dunst's character, this is all going down very ordinary. Elle Fanning's character is just a young woman who's sexually attracted to this man. Nicole Kidman, as the leader, has to stay in control, but she's fascinated by this intruder as well. And Dunst's character hopes for a new and better future where she can be more than a simple housemaid. But there's very little back and forth between the women, and it all just ends kind of simple. Never was I on the edge of my seat, never shocked or disturbed, and the sexual tension was there, but not that exciting that it could carry the whole film. In the end, I wasn't taking anything with me coming out of the cinema. I don't think the characters are that complex or interesting, nor is the narrative that extraordinary or thought-provoking. But at least it's a beautiful looking picture. The way the girls and women act hold also some funnier moments, and I liked its atmosphere. In German I'd say, wunderschön zum Anschauen, aber leider nicht aufregend, komplex oder verstörend genug, um wirklich Eindruck zu hinterlassen. I give The Beguiled 6 out of 10. It's more like 6.1, but I don't do that. Alright, that's it like always. Comment below, let me know what you think about The Beguiled. And also let me know what's your favorite performance by Nicole Kidman. To be honest, I think mine's Lion from last year. You can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram simply at The Jimmy Cage. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.